Do you ever just find yourself on, say, Twitter or YouTube, and maybe you stumble across some random 13-year-old who's doing things in Rocket League that just defy everything that you understand about the game, pulling off shots that make you want to hang up your controller and never attempt anything in car soccer ever again, ever? Maybe now is a good time to just get into Fortnite. What the is this? And then you find yourself back in free play, doing things that you once thought were cool, like air dribbling or air dribbling. Air dribbling's cool, right? That's cool, isn't it, guys? Right? In this video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at 11 Rocket League shots that you'll probably never be able to pull off, even after putting in like 10,000 hours. And here's the thing, I'm not just going to be showing you these shots, I'm going to explain how you can actually do them so that you too can attempt these shots. God damn it, this game, I'm so done with this. All right, let's try again. All right, I wanted to start this off with a shot that's definitely possible, but still incredibly difficult for the average Rocket League player. This is the reverse wall pinch, something that I first saw from this Twitter post from SC Galaxy. So basically, you approach the ball with the same sort of setup as a normal pinch, that is a normal wall pinch, the classic Cooksier pinch, but instead of attacking the ball from a forward position, you actually flip your car around and dodge backwards into the ball and into the wall simultaneously. Now, I'm not sure if this means that you have any more power that you can generate from a normal pinch, but regardless, it looks pretty nice. And judging by this clip from SC Galaxy, I don't know, it looks like he puts a lot of power on this. And I'm sure we'll be seeing this from high-level players in the near future, but I just started seeing this, so it might take a little bit of time before people actually start doing it. But it's pretty fun. Go give it a try and see if you can pull it off. Number 10 goes to a shot I saw in the recent freestyle 1v1 on Johnny Boy's stream. If you guys haven't seen this video, please go watch it. I'll put a link in the description for you to check it out. These are two of the best solo freestylers in the world, doing things that make no sense for me. I think what I find most impressive is just their ability to control their cars with such precision while they're spinning in everything they do. Like, there's just so much control. But perhaps the standout thing from this freestyle 1v1 was really both of these players' ability to bounce their cars around in weird ways that normal players wouldn't even think of. So this wall bounce air dribble is one of my favorite parts of this. This is one of my favorite goals from the entire thing. Pay close attention, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'll ever be able to do this, but maybe you could give it a try. Yes, you will probably fail, but who cares?
It's an easy shot to save for the opposition. That's a clean takeoff there from Muri. Into a spinny to air dribble. That is just beautiful. Wow, Muri with some unreal acceleration scores the first goal. And bear in mind, he started this air dribble off by face planting the wall. That is pretty crazy. Don't think we've seen that on stream before.
Number 9 is a shot I first saw again from Muri, and it's basically a midfield double touch made possible by the Air Musti Flick. So you actually jump off of the wall with the ball, give yourself some sort of reset from either the ceiling or the ball, and then you Musti Flick the ball sideways off of the wall and double touch it into the goal. Now you can do this off of the corners as well. I've seen that quite a bit. But yeah, if you can do this on your first try, or honestly, if you can do this on your 100th try, I would be very proud of you. Number 8, again, came to me from this recent freestyle 1v1 on Johnny Boy's stream. Both players would set themselves up to do a bounce off of the ball, and like they'd sort of basically run their car into the ball and simultaneously into the back wall, and they would sort of pinch the ball with the underside of their car, causing the ball to bounce off of the wall, but also giving them a flip reset, hoping to then get control of the ball again and maybe do some sort of, you know, air dribble or another flip reset or even just a shot. Now this takes an incredibly high level of control. You have to time it perfectly with your car so that you're hitting the ball at the right time so that you can come off of the wall with the ball. And I actually messaged Muri to see if he had any examples of this, because I don't think they were able to actually pull it off in the 1v1, and he did send me a clip of him actually doing this, which is so insane. Also, I want to add this in here. This isn't part of the list, but he and I got talking, and he actually sent me a shot that he thinks would maybe be included in this. And yeah, let me show you guys it and sort of explain what's happening here, and we'll just sort of include this in number 8. So this is a shot Muri pulled off a while back, and basically he's timing the bounce of the ball on the ground with his car in such a way that it actually pops the front end of his car up, and he's able to just drive off of the ground without jumping. and thus get a reset. He said this was incredibly hard. I would say this is near impossible for almost any Rocket League player, but Muri's one of those people who works on a shot over and over and over again until he can do it. And so he was able to pull this off. He basically just bounces the ball up in the air and flies his car off the ground without ever jumping. And then of course it's a nice little double touch. Number 7 on our list goes to something I just recently saw on Twitter. Similar shots have been hit before, but not quite like this guy, Bim Banvoy, hits it. Basically, you set up a normal flick, but after you flick the ball, you turn your dodge into a tornado drift. At least that's what I call this. You can call it whatever you want, but basically you're just like drifting on your 2 wheels. Oh, and I have an entire video on how to do this mechanic in the description below if you want to check it out. It's been widely considered useless until now. One could argue that it's still pretty useless, but hey, it looks pretty amazing when you actually use it to score. The next shot on our list is the ground pinch. Now you've probably seen the iconic Cooksier pinch by now. Well, this is similar, but it actually has more potential for speed because of the way it's actually set up. And the main difference is gravity. In a normal pinch shot, your car is flying horizontally at the ball and pinching it into the wall. But on a ground pinch, the car is getting a flip reset off of the ceiling usually, and then using the dodge on impact along with gravity to create an unbelievable amount of speed off of the car. Now, there are probably only a few players in the entire world who could successfully do this, even somewhat consistently. So don't feel bad if you try it and completely fail. And also, if you can't do a ceiling shot or a regular pinch, you're probably gonna struggle with it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of trying shots that are way out of your skill range. I think that that's a good way to get better. So even if this seems impossible or any of these seem impossible, just give them a few tries and have fun with it. I feel like that's one of the best ways to improve your car control, is to try really difficult things. Number 5 goes to the flip reset to Musti Flick double touch. So this is a move I've recently just started working on. I haven't really done it a lot. I'm hoping to put a few 2 or 3 hour sessions into this, and hopefully after working on it for a bit, I'll be able to make one. But here's how the shot goes. The first step is flying off of the wall and getting a flip reset on the ball. Now, the key difference between a classic flip reset shot and turning it into a Musti Flick is that you need to switch from being upside down behind the ball to right side up. And this is really difficult at first, especially if you've practiced flip resets a lot. You're automatically going to want to stay upside down because that's just kind of how you do it. But fight the urge and flip your car around. Now, I'd argue that the first skill to learn before getting the Musti Flick is the flip reset into regular air dribble. So get a flip reset and quickly practice just turning your car around and see if you can carry the ball at all. It's going to be difficult to get any momentum, and that's okay, because that's actually where the Musti Flick comes in. Because once you're set up right behind the ball, just tip your car backwards, sort of behind parallel, and flick under the ball off the backboard. And then obviously, you have to turn the shot into an actual backboard dunk. And that's all about positioning and your ability to react quickly after you flick the ball. Practice will make perfect with this one. Just try it 1,000 times and you'll get it sooner or later. All right, guys, this one is probably one of the hardest on the list, arguably the hardest, because currently there are only 5 people in the world who can even do this sort of constant air dribble, let alone what DLG is doing, which is the constant air roll air dribble. But it's all a spectrum, and if you practice and put in the hours, you too could get close to some of these guys. Who knows, maybe you're the next Rocket League prodigy. It's all about being willing to put in a crazy amount of hours doing the same thing to get this next level car control. And that's what really people like Gainer and DLG and others have shown the Rocket League community, that anybody can do this kind of stuff if you're devoted enough and you're willing to practice it for months. So the first step is learning how to air dribble for a really long time, and obviously that's going to take a lot of work. But this next step, this next level, is to actually air dribble while spinning the entire time and just practice getting those touches on the corner and on the front of your car while you're spinning under the car. You might need to switch your camera settings up just because it makes it so much easier to see under the ball and get those little touches that push the ball upwards. But yeah, check out DLG's video on how to air dribble, and also check out these videos of him doing the constant air roll air dribble. I'll put links to all that in the description below. Number 3 goes to something that's related to everything we've talked about thus far, and that is the chain flip reset. Now, this is where you actually get a flip reset on the ball in the air and then continuously get flip resets off the ball and actually carry the ball forwards through the air with successive flip resets. Now, the primary way to do this is to get a flip reset and then stall under the ball and continually stall under the ball, getting flip resets off the bottom of your car over and over and over again until you've done it 15 times. Now, this is, in my opinion, the single most difficult move you can do, not only in Rocket League, I would actually argue that this is the most difficult thing you can do in any video game. Despite, Ninja saying that he's just good at video games, all video games, I don't think he could pull off chain flip resets in even under 2,000 hours of play. Maybe. Now, I'm not going to explain in detail how to stall right now, but that's one of the hardest elements of this, and few people have truly mastered stalling. So I'll put links in the description below for you to check out if you're interested in this. If not, that's okay. Just sit back and let these people do their flip resets. All right, number 2 on my list of virtually impossible Rocket League moves goes to the turtle flick. Now, this one made the list not only because it's incredibly difficult, but just because it's so stylish. It's not necessarily the most powerful way to flick the ball over your opponent's head. The mechanics of it are simple enough. Get the ball bouncing in front of your car, flip your car upside down in a turtle position, and when the ball lands on your car, flip your car right over, hitting the drive button or whatever it is that makes it do that, and watch the ball sail into your net while your opponent cries in shame. Though this shot is very difficult, this is one of the few on my list that most players could pull off with a bit of practice. Not necessarily the most important mechanic to learn. It's not like this is a necessary skill to be good at Rocket League, but hey, it's pretty cool if you can pull it off. All right, guys, the last one on my list is this shot that Muri showed me a while back, and I put this at number 1 just because I've always found it so fascinating. Muri is a solo freestyler, and we've talked about him a little bit before, but he actually invented this shot, one of the many things he's created. Basically, it goes like this, and I actually had to watch this in slow motion a few times to catch exactly what he's doing. At the time he showed me this, I was just like,
WTF, mate?
So first, you fly up and get a ceiling reset, and then you jump off of the ceiling, tip your car backwards so that the back of your car is facing the ball. Then backflip into and sort of up at the ball, and actually just backflipping will cause this with Rocket League physics. Any sort of dodge in the air kind of pushes you upwards, and you have to time that backflip in such a way so that you actually get another reset on the ball, then hit the ball into the goal like a normal flip reset, or maybe do something else. Now, what's so insane about this shot, especially the first time you see it, is the sequence from the ceiling into hitting the ball with the backflip into a reset. It's just so weird, but also so clean. Like, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Definitely one of my favorite shots that Muri does, and also other freestylers have started doing it. Now, do I think I'll ever be able to do it? Yeah, if I wanted to, I think I could do this, but I don't know if I have the hours needed to ever be able to pull this off. But I've realized something in my time as a Rocket League player. You'll often get this notion from players that you're better off spending your time working on rotation and game speed, and that these crazy mechanics and shots don't actually make you better. And it's true that a player like Justin would beat a player like Gainer. But Justin is a perfect example of a player with great game sense and great speed, but he's also a mechanical god. And he's gotten there by working on his mechanics and working on really difficult shots. So working on things like car control, whether you're freestyling through an obstacle course or just learning how to fly across the field upside down for the first time, these are the absolute best things you can do to improve at this game, in my opinion. That doesn't mean you completely neglect things like, just game sense and learning about rotations, but they're super important. So depending on where you're at in terms of skill, yes, I said in the title that you probably won't be able to do these shots anytime soon. I don't know, prove me wrong. Pick one of the shots, spend a bunch of time working on it, and even if you can't pull it off 2 hours later, who cares? Maybe tomorrow you'll be able to do it, or maybe not. It doesn't matter, because those hours are the best hours for overall improvement in Rocket League, in my opinion. And sometimes it's a nice break from just grinding ranked. You may come back to normal gameplay really refreshed and just feeling fast and better off. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think is the most difficult shot on this list, or let me know if you can pull off any of these shots. Hope you guys are having a great week, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.